Mr. Chairman, delegates, guests, and attendees at the 17th quinquennial session of the Caribbean Union Conference. Beyond responsibility and accountability, it is my distinctive pleasure and honor to present the report of the Stewardship Ministries Department. At the beginning of the period under review, a comprehensive strategic plan was developed to provide direction for the execution of a well-organized structure for education, empowerment, and training for the holistic transformational stewardship lifestyle of every member. The vision was to help every Christian steward establish the habit of putting God first in every area of life by prudent management of all resources to the honor and the glory of God. The treasurer, associate treasurer, and the stewardship director formed a team that will become the operational think tank to develop strategies that will inevitably see all our organizations, institutions, and churches be in a solid and strong financial position. Our primary focus was financial viability and stewardship fidelity. Stratification methodologies were developed, postulated, and pontificated with precision that resulted in tremendous financial growth and stability in many of the aforementioned levels of the church. God's providence can be seen in abundant showers of resources for His people as they embarked on their journey of faith through life, accomplishing His purposes in and through them. There were 10 general objectives that were presented to the stewardship team, comprising of directors from every field in the union's territory. Despite the challenges of obstacles that stand in the way of the steward's destination, we sought to heighten awareness of some of the most common stumbling blocks that members may encounter in life's stewardship travel, and provided practical guidelines and counsels to overcome these challenges. We focused on key membership growth process perspectives. In this regard, Christian stewardship should be seen as the process that allows the membership of our church to position themselves for continuous growth and maturity into the likeness of Christ. 18 perspectives were proposed that promoted the realization of maturation of members throughout the Caribbean Union territory. For example, the importance of conversion and retention as a salient strategy that helps members to build a solid financial system in every congregation. 25 areas of motivation, projection, and concentration were documented and highlighted. In this regard, there are some examples. 1, generous living and giving. 2, putting God first in the decision-making process. Number 3, lifestyle of simplicity and frugality. Number 4, loyalty and faithfulness to God. And number 5, spirituality and developing spiritual habits. Additionally, an in-depth analysis and introspection was undertaken in relation to the key components of the rudiments of stewardship education presentations. For example, emphasis was given on the stewardship of life, on the stewardship of time and abilities, on the stewardship of possessions, on the stewardship of self-management, on the stewardship of family life and marriage relationship. Also, emphasis was given on the stewardship of Christian action in the community and age-appropriate stewardship programs. A major goal of the department over the quinquennium was to train, equip, and empower, and also educate field directors and local leaders for effective ministry responsibility. In this respect, annual stewardship advisories were held. Our inaugural advisory was held in 2017 in the Suriname mission, where over 40 administrators and directors were in attendance. The chief facilitator was Dr. James Daniel, the Vice President and Associate Stewardship Director of the Inter-American Division. The theme was Proclaiming God's Prosperity, Prohibiting Human Poverty. Our second advisory in 2018 was a historic experience where approximately 50 leaders and stewardship directors from the Caribbean Union Territory met at the Inter-American Division headquarters for 3 days. Our main facilitators were Drs. Israel Leito, Ellie Henry, Filiberto Vidosco, James Daniel, Balvin Braham, and Roberto Herrera. The theme was financial viability and sustainability, thinking outside the bank. There were coagulation of thoughts, systematized actionable intelligence, designation of a workable and constructive action plan to combat the economic challenges and realities that threatened the financial stability of the church. In 2019, we returned to Suriname, where our advisory meetings were held in the spanking new mission office building. Over 25 delegates were in attendance, and for the first time, the local field stewardship directors were asked to be the facilitators. The theme was Positioned for Prosperity and Proclamation. Our keynote speaker was our very own Union President, Dr. Kern Tobias. As we were preparing for the celebration of the Holy Convocation in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted the execution of the program. But despite this apparent setback, we had a virtual stewardship symposium on August 8th at the University of the Southern Caribbean. The theme that was given much emphasis and focus was faithfulness, our security for an eternal destiny. It was timely as a perpetual reminder of the uncertainty of life and the need to remain faithful to God. Our General Conference Stewardship Director, Elder Marcus Bumfin, and Associate Stewardship Director, Elder Anil Bab, were among the facilitators, while Dr. Kern Tobias was the midday worship hour speaker. In light of the setback caused by the pandemic, we were able to have the Holy Convocation celebrated in 2021 as a virtual experience under the theme Connected to Christ, the Pathway to Prosperity. The department also had 5 stewardship impact programs in St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Anguilla, St. Martin, and St. Eustatius. In these stewardship impact program, there are some key areas of emphasis. We had an orientation, special advisory meetings, a stewardship congress, a stewardship institute that provided training and equipping of pastors and ministerial workers. Nightly stewardship revival meetings were held. A very rigorous visitation program was embarked upon. And we also had a tour of the island. The stewardship department promotes the strategy of evangelism as a major component in developing a strong financial system. The concept, new money must come from new pocket. The process of addition and conservation is fundamental to sustainability and viability of the organization. Against this backdrop, evangelistic campaigns were conducted in Grenada, Costa Rica, Bahamas, and Trinidad by the Stewardship Director of the Union. Almost 200 persons were baptized through these crusades or evangelistic meetings, holy convocations, and stewardship impact programs. Additionally, approximately 100 churches were impacted through direct and personal interaction and stewardship education programs conducted on Sabbaths or weekends. Another important feature of the department is the annual Stewardship Week of Prayer. From 2016 through 2020, we had facilitators from the General Conference, the Inter-American Division, the North American Division, and leaders from other parts of the World Church who participated in conducting the nightly and Sabbath worship meetings. It is indeed a joy to briefly report to the delegates the work of the Stewardship Ministries Department for the period under review. Let me thank specially the Lord for His sustaining power, for His grace and strength to have survived successfully as I provided leadership in the Stewardship Ministries Department. Let me also express my profound gratitude to the administrators of the Caribbean Union Conference, the stewardship field directors, the administrative assistant, and the Inter-American Division Director, Dr. Roberto Herrera, and the General Conference Directors, Elder Marcus Bumfin and Elder Anil Bahab. Let me also express my gratitude to my family for their support, their prayers, and for keeping me strong and healthy during this period of time. My dearly beloved chairman, delegates, guests, and attendees, it has been a great experience serving the Caribbean Union Conference territory in the Stewardship Ministries Department for the quinquennium. I trust and hope God's leading for the future as we plan for the progress of God's work and the hastening of the coming of Jesus Christ. I thank you. God bless.